Welcome to Homegrown Wealth, where we are using the real estate knowledge to help you build wealth. In this episode, we're entering the chat on whether or not you should buy in this current market. So we're going to break down what's really happening in the housing market, from pricing trends to inventory shifts, and help you decide if now is the right time for you to buy, sell, or wait. The number one question buyers and sellers are asking right now is 2025 a good time to buy or sell? I like to think of this as the end of 2025, beginning into 2026. Let's break down what information you're going to need to help you make a good decision. The current market is what I like to call a shifting transitional market. Right now, we have a steady influx of inventory, and we don't have as many buyers as we had during the COVID years. So what sellers can expect is you can come on the market, and it may be to where you do have some days on market now that was unusual a few years ago. So you could sit on the market 30 days. You could sit on the market for 1 week, 2 weeks. It varies. It could be up to 90 days. But having the right agent, like myself, that's going to help you come up with a strategy to help you get sold. And having honest conversations about how quick you would like to be sold helps with coming up with price and determining how fast you could sell. As far as a buyer's market, this is the perfect time, buyers. If I were you, I would get out the fence. This is right now where you can ask for closing cost assistance. You can ask for a few extra things if you would like. You're able to negotiate on price. So I wouldn't say, let me just wait and see what happens. Right now, especially towards the end of the year, is when you really have serious sellers and they are ready to make a deal. So if you know you want to purchase and you want a deal, this might be the best time to look up on it. I bought my house back in 2019 in December, and yes, it was a deal. So I think everybody should know their why as to why they're wanting to buy or sell. If you're wanting to buy, are you wanting to buy because you want to have a steady home? You want to have a home where you have a yard to where you can garden or you can entertain. What is your motivation? If you're wanting to sell, are we looking to add more space? Are we looking to have less space? What would be your purpose? What would be your motivation when it comes to selling? I think having a why really keeps the forefront of what you're doing important. Because sometimes it can get stressful. It can get stressful for a seller if they've been sitting on the market longer than they desire. And keeping that why in mind helps keep you motivated. And the same thing for a buyer. If you're out looking and you just haven't found what you wanted, that why in front of you as to why you want to purchase a home. You want to have this for a growing family. You want to have this for yourself. Keeping that why there is really important. Are you able to afford being able to buy or sell? So this is what I always tell my sellers. Once they contact me and they let me know they want to sell, what I do is I like to come over. I like to take a good look at the home. I like to see how great of condition, if there are any repairs that need to be made, what does the neighborhood look like or the area surrounding the home look like. Is this a busy area? Is it further out? This is going to kind of help me when it comes to knowing how to price your home when putting it up for the market. From there, I also like to get your principal balance that you owe on your mortgage. I do a net sheet, and this is just an estimated net sheet as far as what funds you'll be making out the home when you go to sell. So it usually has most of the fees broken down that you will pay when selling a home. That way, I can pair you with a lender if you don't have one that you're already working with, and you can say, hey, I'm ready to buy my next home. When I sell my home, this is how much I'm going to make off of it. And what can I do, or what is my next price range based off the funds that I'm going to make on this home? So what happens once you buy a home? So let's say that you're currently in a home right now. You like your home. Maybe when you bought, the rates were up. So you do have the option to refinance into a lower rate if a lower rate is available to you. Now, depending on how long it was that you bought your home, your lender may already be reaching out, just keeping an eye on the market, on the rates, and saying, hey, you might benefit from refinancing. If that is not the case, then if you know a lender or if you need a recommendation, we can always give you one to where you can get in touch and say, hey, it's now the time for me to refinance. So if you had a 7 and if rates are in the 5s, yes, this might be a great time. If you had, a 6.5 to a 6, I would say weigh the cost on what it would cost you to refinance to see if it does make sense. But that's always a question to have with the lender, and they can better explain it to you. Now let's get to your questions. So the first question is, my interest rate is a 7.34. It's now the time to refinance or get another property. Will this number go down? So typically, if you have a fixed rate mortgage, no, the rate will not go down unless you refinance into another loan, another mortgage at a lower rate. Refinancing, you can refinance in as little as 6 months after you purchase if rates were to go down. But I would say that it would be best for you to have a discussion with the lender to find out if there would be any money you would have to bring as far as refinancing to the new closing. The second question, I need repairs to my home before I sell. How much work should I do to get top value? So this is what I will say. It depends on the work that needs to be done. If it's, painting high traffic areas, pressure washing, lawn maintenance, yes, let's go ahead and get all those things done. If there are major repairs that need to be done, then there's a certain game plan that we can put into place to help you get that taken care of if you don't have the money up front to get that taken care of before we hit the market. So there are certain things that we can do. And there are some contractors who will get paid at closing. They will make repairs once the house goes under contract. Very few will do work before a home goes under contract. But if you're under contract and you need the work done, a lot will let you invoice the closing. So that way it doesn't stop the sale. The repairs that need to be made get made. The buyer's happy, you're happy. They get paid at closing. The attorney mails them out the check. You get your proceeds check. It's a win-win for everyone. For today's history note, let's look back a year. What was the real estate market like in October 2024 compared to 2025? So the demand. In 2024, homes spent 58 days on the market, the slowest October in 5 years. In 2025, as of the first week of October, the number rose to a median of 63 days on the market, according to Realtor.com. Interest rates. On October 30th of 2024, the rate on a national average conventional was about a 6.72 to a 6.86. A 30-year as of October 21st, 2025 for conventional is being about 5.99. FHA is a 5.875, and a VA is about 6.125. What does that mean? Rates are better towards the end of this year. There is possibly another Fed meeting in December to where they might be looking to cut rates again. So I think in 2026, you will start to feel more of a difference when it comes to rates becoming a little bit lower, but we have to wait and see how the Feds plan that out. So hopefully it works out for everyone to where the rates get back down into the 5s, possibly the 4s. That's a wrap for this episode, but before you exit, let me give you some quick notes. Real estate is the industry that is constantly changing. Mortgage rates, housing availability, and more shift from year to year. Don't get bent out of shape about it. Just get with a professional like myself, and let's work out a game plan to handle the current market that we're in. Before making a decision, think through why you want to buy or sell. You have to know your why. Knowing your why is the motivation that keeps you going. And 3, the best time to buy real estate is when you can afford to buy. This is not a decision that you base off of one factor alone. Look at the whole picture and talk with your trusted real estate agent and your lender.